One of the major misconceptions about ADHD and executive functioning is that school needs to be happening and school needs to be in session for these skills to be worked on and strengthened. What this is the continuation of this incredible misunderstanding of what ADHD and executive functions truly are. For decades, ADHD and executive functions were looked at as purely an academic-based disorder, something that will only affect kids at school and their ability to start work, persist, and complete work. But of course, we now know that this is an incredibly outdated view and a massive misunderstanding that ends up hurting kids in the long run because executive functions in ADHD are so incredibly misunderstood. What we have to remember is that executive functioning is the greatest predictor of success that we have in life for human beings. Executive function skills, when they are strong, when they are strengthened, an individual has much greater chances to live independently and not be prompt dependent on adults. So yes, there is academic executive functioning and the ability to be successful at school, but there's also home executive functioning and social executive functioning. And it's actually home executive functioning that most kids with ADHD struggle with the most. So this is completely outside of school and separate from school. Home executive functioning tends to present itself in two very specific ways. Number one is the ability to initiate, persist, and complete non-preferred, non-screen-based tasks in the home. Can they get chores done? Can they interact with the family? Can they go outside and play? Can they do things outside of their comfort zone when they are within the walls of the home? And the second part of home executive functioning, which is probably the most common, is self-regulation towards parents. So these are the kids that really have difficulty managing their emotions and their behavior towards the unconditional love of mom and dad. So these are the kids that will use emotional manipulation, learned helplessness, lots of noise and complaining, and negative attention seeking to maintain some type of sense of control over their parents and the overall emotional tone of the home. So what parents have to recognize is that school is not necessary to strengthen executive functions. And it's actually quite the opposite. Summertime, when school is in session, is actually quite possibly the best time to strengthen the child's overall executive functioning system. This is when the child has more time to get out of their comfort zone, get outside, interact with peers, and have varied experiences.